I've checked yesterday's assignment, and I think that immediately I gave it. Most of you rush into defining what data is all about. If you look into data, is an interpretable representation of facts, concepts, or instructions, recorded symbols, words, phrase, sentence, or other sequences of characters, numbers, or symbols. A representation of facts, facts, concepts, instructions intended to be a process, communicated, stored, transmitted by humans or machines in a formalized manner, or information for communication, interpretation, or processing. That is what data is all about. It's not something that you just make it so mechanical in a way, but definitely I think you must be able to understand what data is before you now go deeper into it. As I was talking about social engineering the other time, social engineering is the ability for someone to deceive you and get whatever he wants, and including manipulations. There are several ways that someone can manipulate you. So, and what if someone is trying to manipulate you, is trying to steal something from you, and there is an interest, even you, as you are listening to me now, you are trying to get data from me, and that data is what you are listening to. You understand? So, barely everything that you see that is very useful to you, informations, all the data. You don't just define data as if it is just something that is maybe it's one phenomenal. It's all about something that everyone need in life, and all that, the information you are told, the radio you listen to, the Facebook, and all that, all of them are data. So when you are talking about data, you have to maybe be able to maybe use your own terms to understand what data is all about. Definitely in digital data, before you will be able to pass all this body of data, for it to be interpretable, represented, what makes it fact, how is it instructive, how can you record them, how is it a symbol, how is it a word, how is it a phrase, in a digital format. You understand, there are different ways that it could be represented. Electronically, they have different ways of how it's being represented. You understand? So in humans, you listen to things and you just hear them differently and pass and go. But when you try to make this data to be represented in an electronic format, there are different ways that for the machines to be able to represent or recognize it. So and the machine can maybe represent data in form of numbers. What numbers which is quantitative. What quantitative data is all. It's all about quantity. When you listen to quantitative, it is not like it is one other English language that is being joined. Quantitative is all about the quantity. So when you refer to data as quantitative data, it has a lot to do with numbers, like 1 million, which has a lot to do with money, number of people, number of houses, number of birds, flocks of birds and bees and all that, lions, so they are being under quantitative data. And then when you get to the second part, which is data representation under text, we have different ways that data is being represented. That is under qualitative data. Qualitative data has different ways that is being represented in a digital format. When you are talking about text representation of data, there are different types, which I'll give you as an assignment so that we'll deal with it the next time in the class. So now when you get back to digital representation of images, how are they, So you will tell me how they are. I've told you about the numbers and all that. So this is very easy. And the text, which is very easy, how is it being represented? So let's check out the images. How is this image being represented so that your phone, when you transfer it, after processing it, you transfer it into another device. How is this device able to accept, or how is this device able to see this digital data and understand it? So after understanding it, will receive it. Under social engineering, I was talking about communication. How are you being able to fall a victim? Is because you are being told of something and you listen. When you hear that, you listen and you are being communicated to, and you now understand what the person is talking about. Either you have a deeper understanding of it, or you just have a lighter understanding of it. So that will spoil your interest. You understand? So when this interest is being spoiled up, you will now go ahead to maybe fall a victim. Maybe the person now start manipulating you, hacking to your account and all that. So what happened? How is he able to do this? Just like in an electronic format, how is it happening? It's just because the electronic has been able to see, communicate or understand that this thing coming is what? An image. And it just understand it and pick all the images in your phone and store it under the image folder. Apart from that, how is your camera able to fire images, a real live image, into video and also to an image? So there are different format that is being stored. It's automatic. Once it takes, different phones have their different formats. iPhones too, they have different formats of how they store this information so that it could be very useful. So, and I have talked about the video too have theirs. I think that will be our assignment, so that we'll deal with it next class. All those who are under beginners will deal with that before we go into real practice. So let's understand how this data is being represented, which is numbers, quantitative data, text, qualitative data, images, audio, and video. I think tomorrow tomorrow or next class we'll talk about them. How are they being represented, so that we'll move to the next area of data as we are working on processing it. And also we'll talk more on signal. I think that will not be next class.